The library program Moviecraft started in 2014 and has produced many short films since then. The Moviecraft Cinematic Universe connects all of our short films into one concept. The best way to understand the MCU is to think of it as a story like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland or The Wizard of Oz or Peter Pan. These stories are about the existence of magical realms hidden within the real world, and the magical realms are just as complex as our real one. The MCU currently has 5 realms: the real world, where magic does not naturally exist; the sentient objects realm, where random items like sporks and socks come to life; the monster realm, that is overrun by terrible creatures; the fantasy realm, which contains all of the mythical elements of a high fantasy story like wizards and pirates and heroic monster slayers; and the tech tyrants realm, a dystopian world run by human cyborg hybrids who have enslaved the lower populations and condemned them to produce memes and internet fodder for the global masses. Now let's talk about what magic is in the MCU. The initial spark that magic needs to exist is dreams and mold. Dreams can be interpreted as creativity, desire, or physical dreams occurring in sleep. Mold can be interpreted as death, ending, living fungus, or mycelium. Once magic has begun, it will spontaneously grow and expand with no moral direction. Magic only desires to grow, but its user is the one who gives it morality and consequences. The 4 magical realms, the sentient objects realm, monster, fantasy, and tech tyrants, were all created from a very magical phenomenon called an anomaly. An anomaly is an incredible surge of magical energy that literally creates an entirely new world with pre-existing characters who have false memories of their life. The anomaly is very similar to the Westview anomaly in Marvel's WandaVision, when the Scarlet Witch unleashed a surge of chaos magic, causing the creation of a fake town called Westview. Here's the recipe for an anomaly. You need to be in the real world. You need to have the presence of magic, so dreams and mold, and you need a simple but desperate survivalist intention. This intention, like a scream into the void, is the catalyst for creating the anomaly. Oh, and you need one more thing. The Book of All Books. The Book of All Books, also known as the BOAB, is a living, breathing, moving book. Think Toy Story, but if an actual book could stand up and talk to you. The BOAB initially comes from the real world, but was transformed during the first anomaly into a sentient object. Here's what you need to know about the BOAB. It is a necessary ingredient in creating an anomaly. It only reveals itself to someone who isn't looking for it. When a person does discover it, the BOAB contains the story that the person needs most. The BOAB is able to disappear and reappear at random. The BOAB's only goal is to tell stories no matter the consequences. Let's talk more about these 4 magical realms. The sentient objects realm anomaly happened in the year 2000 after this guy, Hank, knocked over a moldy can of soda in his sleep. The mold, combined with his dreams, caused the very first burst of magic. Let this be a lesson to you. Clean your room, or you might start a shift in the fabric of reality. Now, this magic brought Hank's socks to life, and those socks wreaked havoc at a local library. They replicated, creating the mother sock. To defeat this monster, a girl named Mel hit the sock over the head with a book. That contact of book to sock caused the first anomaly, the sentient objects realm. The monster realm anomaly happened in 2002 when Dr. Mortimer tried to bring one of his dead patients back to life. His dream of reviving his patient, combined with the mold of death, sparked a bit of magic in the surgical room. That, with Dr. Mortimer's desperation and the presence of the BOAB masking as a medical book, created the monster realm. The monster realm initially started as a realm of zombies, but a group of kids realized that the effects of Dr. Pepper cured the zombie virus. However, the Dr. Pepper did not in fact cure the zombies, but transformed them into terrible, bloodthirsty monsters. The leader of these monsters is one of those kids who is known as Doc Monster. To get to the fantasy realm anomaly, we first have to talk about two people, Vierna Shadowslayer and the first Lenin. The first Lenin is not this Lenin. This Lenin is actually called the lead Lenin. He is not the first Lenin. We don't know where the first Lenin is, but we can guess that he looks like this Lenin, so we're going to go with this guy for now. The first Lenin is a magical human from the sentient objects realm who learned about the other realms and how to travel between them. When he visited the monster realm, he met a young teen named Vierna who was trying to survive in the horrific landscape of monsters. The first Lenin empowered Vierna to rise above her circumstances and leave the monster realm. While on one of the first Lenin's missions in a war-torn territory in the real world, Vierna found a demolished library with death all around her. She picked up a book, the book of all books, and began to read. The book contained tales of knights and heroes. Vierna begged the universe to bring her heroes who could save her friends and family whom she left behind. Thus, the fantasy realm anomaly. Before we can get to the tech tyrant's realm, we must explain how to travel between realms. This is a key. This is also a key. These are all keys. A key is a random magical object caused by the various anomalies. Think of keys as magical runover. Often keys are actually the things we've lost and can't find in the real world. Where did that other sock go? It's a key. What about that charging cord? Key. The 3 chapsticks you just bought? Key, key, key. A key can be used by anyone, but does require training to perfect. If a key is wielded properly, it can cut through the air, creating a rip in the fabric of reality. This rip allows a person to travel between the realm of their choosing. A well-trained person will create a clean rip line, but someone less trained might create a jagged or harsh rip. Rips do not seal themselves, and therefore are at risk of being discovered by anyone. The first Lenin found this fact very concerning. So when he met Vierna, he created a group called the Stitchers. Their job was to travel through the 5 realms to find and seal the rips in hopes of keeping people in their home realms. The final realm, the Tech Tyrant's realm, was created by one of those Stitchers, a man named Officer Sindak, who believed in structure, law, and order. During a mission, Officer Sindak's partner, Officer Carl, was killed because his teammates did not follow protocol. In a fit of rage and grief, Sindak slammed a book on a table, yelled, "Listen to me," and caused the Tech Tyrant's realm, a place of strict authority and adherence to law and order. We have one final piece of MCU lore, the Neutral Library. The Neutral Library was created by the first Lenin and exists in the monster realm. Through the first Lenin's travels, neutrality became his own solution for absolute peace. If a person doesn't choose a side, a person doesn't have to fight for a side. To maintain a level of neutrality in the realms, the Neutral Library was created to safely house keys and other magical objects. This library is not like a typical circulating library, where items can be checked out. This library is more like a museum, a holding space for artifacts. The Neutral Library is run by the first Lenin's magical duplicates. This is the lead Lenin. Here is the Scottish Lenin. And here's producer Lenin, to name a few. Any person, be they hero or villain, is welcome to enter the library. The Lenins will never help that person find an item or come to their rescue if they were in trouble. The Lenins will never intervene if a fight breaks out. The Lenins are merely there to monitor the items that come into their care. Often people will try to steal an item from the Lenins, and if you can make it out of the door, the Lenins will not come after you. The world of the MCU hangs in the balance with ever-expanding magic, characters who are desperate for control, and realms rich in power. Now you know the basic foundations of the Moviecraft Cinematic Universe. Go forth and continue the story.